Hi everyone, Linda Israel here, and I made this journal page and shared it on my live stream for the Royal Peacock journal that I made. And I had a lot of people ask how to do this, so I thought I would do a quick tutorial. So just making a fabric pocket. This is using some Sari Silk that I got from Safya of Dust Fairies out of India. I always have to remember how to say that. So I've got a piece of fabric here, and I have a piece of text weight paper. And the first thing I'm going to do, just because I want it to be a little bit stronger, is I'm going to fold over the edge of this paper, and I'm going to glue it down. That way it's a little bit stronger, and it won't rip on me. I'll use my bone folder to smooth this out. Okay, and then looking at my fabric, so I'm going to turn this over so I can mark it. I want it to go all the way to the edge, and then over here on this side, I'm going to fold over the paper, if I can get my finger under it. So I'm going to come in just a little bit and fold this down. Again, so this edge is nice and neat. So I'm going to check my work before I glue it. So that's going to come right to the edge. There might be a little bit of white showing, but it's not too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down. So the next thing I'm going to do is this is going to go on top of my piece of fabric or paper. And just to kind of help hold it in place, I'm going to use my ATG gun. You can use tape. Glue doesn't work really well because it seeps through the silk. And basically I'm just wanting to put a little bit of glue on here so that when I go to my sewing machine, it doesn't move around. And I'm not coming down to the edge. I'm going inside just a little bit because I do plan to sew around the outside edge. All right, so this piece has a little bit of tape all the way around. I'm going to look at my fabric, and I think I'm going to start here at the bottom and kind of line it up to my page just a little bit, and then slowly lay it out on top. So a little bit shows up over here, so I'm just going to use my distress ink and fold back the fabric out of the way and just go over this edge. And just in case this side can be seen, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing over here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off the top and the bottom because I don't need it coming past. So I'm just going to use my scissors and trim it off. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is let's get my base page ready because I want to take all of this to the sewing machine at the same time. So this is my base page. It's just a piece of copy paper, text weight copy paper in color. If you don't have that, you could use scrapbook paper, you could use a book page, you could make your own page out of various pieces of paper. I just happen to have this in my stash, and I thought it would be kind of pretty if we altered it with a stencil. So I'm just laying this in my spray box, and I have one of my April of Stencil Club stencils in here. I'm going to grab a second sheet of paper, get that ready, and then I have Royal Peacock. This is part of the Royal Peacock subscription box that I have in my shop. So I'm going to go in here and spray this on top, and it's just going to give it a slight color change where you'll see the pattern just a little bit. And I'm going to use another sheet of paper to mop up what's on top of the stencil. I like doing that so that I ended up with extra journal pages, so this can be used in the journal later on. See how that just changes it slightly and gives a little bit of shimmer? I'm going to go ahead and do it on the other side as well. I'm going to use my heat tool to dry this a little bit because I don't want to do the next steps with a wet piece of paper. All right, so this page is dry. I have this page ready to take to the sewing machine, and then I want a journal card. I've actually started one, so here's the base of it. I had some music that happened to have images of the different types of music in smaller little format. There was 4 on a page, so I just tore them and I made a journaling card just a little bit bigger, went around it with some distress ink on the music. So I'm going to go around this piece with some distress ink. Then I'm going to grab a little bit of some Aleene's tacky glue, and I'm going to adhere this down in the center. That looks pretty cute because then you have a space on the back side to write. But I'm going to go to the sewing machine and do some stitches, so let's change views. Alright, so here is my fabric piece, and these are the edges that I folded over. What I'm going to do is sew down this edge and down this edge. I'm doing a zigzag stitch. I'm going to take this piece of paper and I'm going to fold it in half. So I'm going to match up these edges and crease it. So now we've got this folded piece. So I'm grabbing the larger piece of paper, and next I'm going to sew from here to here, and that'll attach it to my base page. I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to sew across this part. And then I'm going to go all the way around on the music piece. So that's this page sewn all the way around, and we'll go back to the other camera view. Alright, so this is our page. I'm just going to fold this over. So now I have a pocket here, and I have a pocket here, and I'm going to leave this part blank because I may change my mind as to what I want to put with it once I get the journal put together. But let's go ahead and make this journal card. So the next thing that I have here is I've got a tag that I started, and this is a scrap of gel print and one of the fussy cut images from the kit, Royal Peacock. So I'm just going to go in here and add some distress inks around that piece. I think this one already kind of has it. And then I've got a large butterfly. So what I'm going to do is adhere this at the top here. And I'll adhere this on. And I think I'll go ahead and adhere down this butterfly at an angle here at the bottom. So I'm just going to put glue right across the bottom there. Smooth that out. I'm going to grab some fibers, and let's put some fibers in the top of this tag. So if you ever have a bunch of fibers and they're really hard to get through the hole of your tag, take a scrap piece of string that's not as fuzzy and use that to thread your fibers through the hole. And then I can tie this off, and it's not as big of a mess. Trying to feed all those fibers through that little hole. And then this will go inside there, and I've already made another one. So one would go in here, kind of peeking out just a little bit, and the other will go over here, kind of peeking out just a little bit. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing how to sew a piece of fabric to your journal page and use it as a pocket. And you can add more embellishments on top of that. I'm just trying to keep it relatively simple. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Comment below if you have any comments or questions. Remember that anytime you watch one of my videos, down in the lower corner, you can hit that gear and speed up the video. So I know I should have said that at the beginning. But you can do that on any video because I want you to know that I'm live on Mondays at 3:45 p.m. and Thursdays at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And those videos can be up to 3 hours long. So to get through them faster, hit that gear and do it 2 times the speed. It works out really well. You're able to watch the whole thing. You can always slow it down if there was a part that you want to re-watch a little bit slower. Check out the description box for the products that I used today, as well as getting some of these Sari Silks from India, because they're just absolutely gorgeous and I love using them. And check out for my Facebook page and my Facebook groups. We have a lot of fun in there. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because once I get to 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to have some awesome giveaways, lots of prizes, so you want to be a part of that. What else? Thank you for watching. Share this video if you will, and leave me a comment of what you thought about this project and how you would use fabric in your junk journals. Thanks for watching. Have a fabulous day. Sending you lots of love. Bye.